This is Dan of Vagabond Awake.
𝗔戗会 from 𝗕𝗵𝗄𝗃.
And today we'd like to share with you our Nido Palawan 30-day cost of living.
Wow. 30 days in El Nido. I bet it's expensive.
I bet you it's millions of dollars. It's so beautiful, huh?
Yeah, it's the most beautiful place in the world.
It is. It's certainly up there if it's not the most beautiful. So let's get into it. What do you think?
Yes.
Okay, we're just going to list out our expenses and comment on them as we go. And then in the end, we'll tell you a few things we're not including because you probably wouldn't buy them while you're there. And then we'll do a little adjustment for the devaluation of the peso, since it's you can get more for your money now if you're trading in euros or pounds or dollars if you come to the Philippines. Okay, first up, restaurants. $265.
That's a lot. But did you spend in the restaurant?
I thought you spent it all.
Well, we eat mostly of Western food restaurant in El Nido. Beautiful luxury restaurant down of our hostel.
Yeah.
On the beach, on
Vanilla Beach, yeah. The beach shack entrees were $6 to $9.
Yeah, we tried 3 of the restaurants. Some of the restaurants we go back for 2 times, a second time, and third time.
We couldn't help ourselves because the view from there is just spectacular. You're facing the sunset, and they had fun music, people watching. So
they have fun music and people watching.
We probably went there 3 or 4 times. Do you think?
At least 4 times, because we go to each restaurant each time, and then we go back to beach, I think 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also we went to the El Nido downtown. Also we eat like a pizza, Vietnamese food, those foreign food.
And then we also ate at a place called Happy Home, which was sort of our go-to place when we wanted to have a nice $3 to $4 meal. So there's some really reasonable prices in El Nido. You just have to hunt around a little.
Happy Home is mostly they serve local food, and they have a very good food over there for vegetarian and non-vegetarian.
Yes.
Good chicken and fish.
And they're right on the beach.
That's true.
You're not really giving up much by saving money.
Yeah.
So that was $265. And this is for a 30-day period in the month of April of 2022. Yes. That's what these numbers are. Mm-hmm. Next up, we spent way more on buses and transportation and taxis than we normally do, didn't we?
Yeah, because we there's not much public. Actually, they don't have a public transportation in El Nido, so you only either to take tricycle or renting your own motorbike or walk by yourself.
Or the jeepneys. We didn't ride a jeepney there, though, did we?
No, the jeepney didn't riding. How to say?
Constant enough.
Not constant enough.
Yeah, it was like in the morning twice and at night twice. It was more for commuters coming from outside of El Nido and lower rent areas to come in where the more expensive rents were. Where around the rest of the Philippines are so constant.
Yes.
And so often you don't feel bad jumping on one and getting the low fare.
Well, so our transportation is $100.
$100 a month.
It's a lot.
That 30-day period. And one of the most expensive things is we were out in Vanilla Beach in a hostel, which we'll talk about in a moment. Gorgeous view, but it was way up on a mountain with an amazing view, but we had to take a tricycle into town, and it was $3 one way.
Yes, it's $3 one way. And if you want to renting a motorbike for a month, minimum we found is $7,000 for a month. Yeah,
which is $140. And that's quite a bit more than we're used to spending. Like when we were in 𝗵𝗏𝗍, we were only spending $90 for $92 maybe for a scooter.
Yes.
And so it's substantially more. And so?
Well, we just take the tricycle. We go to the town like maybe 2 times or 3 times a week, and it's still way lesser than we renting a motorbike. And I don't need to worry about accident or where I put my helmet. Parking,
gasoline.
Gas. So
we decided that just ride the tricycles when we needed to go to town instead of renting a motorcycle.
Yes.
And so now also the hostel, as I said, is way up on a mountain, and it's hard to walk up there. But they have a free service that picks you up from the McDonald's and will take you to the hostel, and that's free. So that was the other transportation.
And you no need to worry that you don't have a tricycle to the town. The tricycle over there is like they always have tricycle over
Yeah.
there waiting you even nighttime or early morning. You don't
We
worry.
never drove by once where there wasn't at least 3 or 4 sitting
Yes.
there. So you don't have to worry about getting to town.
That's true.
So that's $100 for that month. What about groceries?
Grocery. Okay, one thing you have to understand, in El Nido, they don't have a big grocery store like a FM hypermarket and this and that.
Yeah,
So they have a decent medium grocery store that you can go to get your daily stuff like shampoo,
Yeah.
a noodle,
yeah,
your beer or alcohol, toothpaste.
stuff like that.
Yeah, and mostly we bought our food is in the public market.
Yes.
And we're able to find the brown rice, which is want to have it,
Yeah.
It's 50 peso, which is $1 for 1 kilo brown rice. And we buy mostly the vegetable in the public market.
Yeah, so we got all our vegetables, our rice there, tofu for me. Once in a while, Chung would get some fish or whatever. And for the month, we spent $201
Yeah.
on groceries.
And one thing you have to understand, El Nido is the most expensive part in the Philippines. So even the public market also is cost slightly more than the other part of the Philippines.
Right. But since we were eating more often in restaurants than we normally do, even though the prices are higher, our grocery bill is a little lower.
Yes.
So that's how those two worked out. Grocery, $201. Okay, next up.
It's our phone data.
Yeah.
Our phone data we are using smart is about 48 gigabyte per month with unlimited call and text is 700 peso, which is $12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it worked really good.
It was very good.
We used it once in a while. El Nido's not really known for having the best internet, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yes.
But whenever it would go down, we would use the cell phone as our router to get online.
Yes.
So that was nice for that.
And you also able to upload your video sometime when it's
Yeah.
something down,
Yeah.
internet
And
down.
it was fast enough to upload videos, so that's not unusual around the Philippines.
Yes.
Whenever we have the local internet crash, we pull out our phones and we use them as hotspots.
That's true.
Okay, let's see. Now, tours. We spent $78, right? Now, it's important to understand that we were in El Nido for more than 30 days exactly. I think maybe 35 days or something.
We was there for a few days to look for our apartment.
Yeah.
So we on the ground for a few days
Right.
looking for apartments,
Yeah.
and then at the same time we also enjoy our time in El Nido. So we went to the tour sea in El Nido.
Yeah, so
Island Hopping.
so we're only counting a 30-day period, and so those first few days we were doing a bunch of tours because we just got there. So these are for only 2 tours, and it was $78 for the 2 tours.
Yes, did the tour A and the canopy tour.
Yeah, and by the way, all of this stuff's in other videos. I'll put links below, and you can watch them all. And then next up, we also had our laundry done.
Yes, our laundry is our hostel. They offer is 65 peso per kg. So we sending our laundries once a week. So it costs about average 250 peso, which is $5.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so for the month, once a week laundry, we spent about $20.
For your information, that in other part of the Philippines, example in the Subic Bay, their laundry service is only like 25 peso per kg, even lower.
Yeah.
And if you want to know how much is cost of living in Subic Bay, check out Dan's report.
Yeah, we have a report there. We really love Subic Bay. So some things in El Nido are more expensive. There's no doubt about it. And this is an
Yes.
example of it. Laundry
Yes.
could be as much as twice as much there.
Restaurant also is expensive.
Right.
Yes.
And so you're going to pay more for some stuff. Okay, next up, an example of something we paid more for.
That is more.
$540 we spent for rent.
Yeah, for our rent in the El Nido.
Yeah. And normally we like to get a 1-bedroom apartment, don't we?
Yes.
But this time we had to get a hostel, and I'll explain why in a minute. But the hostel is like it's a place where people have dormitories or they have private rooms. We had a private room with our own bathroom.
Yes.
And it also had like a co-working area where we could get on our computers, we could edit videos, we could answer your emails and stuff. And so that was all included. Plus there's a shared kitchen. And so with the groceries that we bought at the market, we were able to bring home and cook.
And there is a swimming pool.
Yeah.
And a pool table.
Yeah.
And a place that is a common area with a breathtaking view.
Yeah, breathtaking. Like the best view you'll ever see in your life. It
We are
was
living-
unbelievable.
We are living in the best place of the sunset in El Nido.
Yeah.
So we have a good sunset all the time.
Yeah, and so the other thing, the reason we went with a hostel is because El Nido is not really known for the internet. It goes the power, electricity, you get brownouts there, you get the electricity just dies,
Yes.
and so the hostel we picked has a backup electric generator,
Yes.
and it has 2 Wi-Fi providers. So if one goes down, there's another one still up. So we stayed there because we wanted to stay in connectivity with you guys and keep doing our videos and everything. And so we chose to spend more than we would have, maybe could have, or would have. In fact, we found an apartment, which I'll show you in another one of our videos,
Yes.
link below. Chung found it was $200, right?
Yes, it's 10,000 peso, $200. Also, it's quite a big 1-bedroom house.
Right.
It's a bit far. It's about,
Yeah,
and
it was probably 3 miles out of town.
Yes,
And so we could have rented the scooter and it would have paid for it. But
yeah, it's a lot of work, and then like just a month. I
But we
think
wouldn't have had the internet, the reliability, right?
That's true. So we like just go to the hostel. They have everything over there,
Right, right. Plus, there was community there. It was quite a nice experience.
It's a very nice experience.
And plus, they had weekly house cleaning for us.
That's true. They have a weekly house cleanings and changing the towel and everything.
Yeah.
They're very nice.
So, we'll put videos below about the hostel, and so you can get an idea. So, if you add all that up, it's $1,234 is what it costs for 30 days.
For 30 days for two.
For 2 people, for the 2 of us.
Yes.
Now, interesting thing happened since April. The Philippine peso has been devalued relative to the dollar. And so it went from about 50 to 1 to about 56 to 1. So that $1,234 today would only cost $1,102 because of the peso is weak against the dollar right now, or it's gone down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So we promised you we'd tell you what's not included in the expenses.
Yeah, we lost our GoPro while we kayaking.
Oh yeah, Chung did a video about that. Yeah, so we only had 2 GoPros. We had our 7 and our 8, and we lost the 8, and so we spent 2 weeks filming on the 7, which we weren't too happy about, but it was better than nothing.
Yeah, so we bought 2 GoPro, which is GoPro 9 and GoPro 10.
Yeah. And they range from about $300 to $500 depending where you buy them. But we were in El Nido and we had to have them shipped in from Puerto Princesa and from Manila, right?
Yes, Manila take about 3 to 4 weeks to arrive in El Nido.
Right, and so there's some money we spent that you probably wouldn't. And also we bought a data card for one of the GoPros, which was $25. I got a haircut for $11, and then we got some medicine that was $12.
Yes.
And that's what our expenses were for 30 days in April of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we didn't include, and that's what we spent, and that includes the devaluation.
So, have you been to El Nido?
Yeah, I have.
Do you like it?
I have been. I really like it. Have you been?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for hearing our expenses. We do these retire early reports, which use a sample apartment and utilities and all these sort of things. But I think it's always good to circle back and look at what your actual expenses were, and here you can see what we spent in El Nido. And so, thanks for listening to our story.
Thank you so much for watching.
And if you enjoyed the video, please like,
comment,
and subscribe.
Thank you so much.
And you got to ring the bell now, or else you won't know about our videos. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Click the link in the notes below this video to get a copy of this content. Plus, grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 13 Years. While you're there, check out our catalog of retired cheap reports all over the world and our hobby income course that we just released. Thanks so much.